Hey everyone! Welcome back to channel. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into a specific, and often overlooked, coin in the world of numismatics, the 1971 1-cent coin, also known as the 1971 penny. Now you might think, a penny from 1971, what's so special about that? Well, trust me, this coin has a rich history, a fascinating design, and in some cases, a surprisingly high value that you might not expect. From its role in American currency history to its connection to significant economic changes in the early 1970s, the 1971 penny isn't just another piece of pocket change. In today's video, we'll break down everything you need to know about this particular coin, its history, its worth, and what makes it unique, whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just stumbled across one of these in your spare change. Let's get started. To understand the significance of the 1971 penny, we first need to take a look at the historical backdrop of the 1970s in America. The early 1970s were a time of economic transformation. The U.S. had just gone through significant changes in its currency system, particularly with the transition away from the gold standard in 1971, under President Richard Nixon. This marked the end of the Bretton Woods Agreement and changed the way the U.S. dollar was tied to gold. At the same time, the U.S. Mint was dealing with a growing need for coins that could keep up with inflation and the increasing costs of minting. The 1971 penny came out during this transitional period in U.S. coinage history, but it was also part of a broader shift away from silver in the nation's coinage and the move toward more affordable and durable materials. Now let's take a look at the actual design of the 1971 1-cent coin. You'll notice that the design is not all that different from the penny you see today. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor David Brenner in 1909. The portrait has remained largely unchanged since its debut on the Lincoln cent more than a century ago. Lincoln's image is flanked by the words *** Liberty *** on the left and the year of minting, 1971, on the right. Above Lincoln's head is the national motto, *** In God We Trust **, which has appeared on U.S. coins since the 1860s. The reverse side of the 1971 penny features the familiar Lincoln Memorial design, which was first introduced in 1959. This image shows a detailed view of the memorial building with the Pluribus Unum and United States of America inscribed around the top, along with ** 1 cent ** at the bottom. The design of the 1971 penny didn't feature any significant changes compared to previous years. However, what makes this coin particularly interesting is the context in which it was minted and the economic circumstances of the early 1970s. Alright, so let's talk about the value of the 1971 penny. As of today, the 1971 1-cent coin is worth exactly 1 cent if it's in circulation condition. In fact, most 1971 pennies that you'll find in your pocket or change jar are not considered rare or valuable. So why are we even talking about this coin if it's not worth much in its typical form? Well, the value of any coin depends on its condition and sometimes its rarity. While the regular, run-of-the-mill 1971 penny might not fetch a lot of money, certain factors can affect its worth. For example, pennies that are in mint state, meaning they have little to no wear, might be worth slightly more than their face value. Some collectors value these coins as part of a complete set of Lincoln pennies or a coin roll collection. If you find a 1971 penny in uncirculated condition, which means it hasn't been used in everyday transactions, you might be able to sell it for around 10 to 15 cents, depending on the market and demand. So, the 1971 penny's intrinsic value doesn't necessarily make it a major moneymaker. But where things get interesting is when we start talking about rare era coins or special varieties. Now, era coins and variety coins are where things can get really exciting. Sometimes, a slight mistake in the minting process can turn an ordinary coin into something valuable. For example, the 1971 double-die obverse penny is one such era coin that has become highly prized among collectors. A double-die error occurs when a coin is struck multiple times by the die, causing the design to appear faintly doubled in certain areas. On the 1971 penny, You might notice that the word liberty or the date 1971 appears to be doubled on some coins. These coins are not incredibly common, but they do pop up from time to time and can be worth much more than face value. Coins like this one can be worth anywhere from $10 to $500 depending on the grade and the extent of the error. The more pronounced the doubling effect, the higher the value. Another type of error coin you may come across is the off-center strike, where the coin was struck off-center, creating a lopsided image. Depending on how extreme the off-center strike is, these coins can also be worth a bit more, sometimes even $50 or more. While the 1971 1-cent coin may not have the same status as some of the more famous rarities in U.S. coinage, it still holds an important place in the history of American currency. The early 1970s were a time of great change for the U.S. Mint, with the country shifting away from silver and looking to create a more durable and cost-effective coinage system. Even today, the 1971 penny serves as a reminder of that transitional time in U.S. history, and for collectors, it's a piece of the ever-evolving story of American currency. So, while the 1971 1-cent coin might not be a goldmine for most people, it certainly has an interesting history and some rare and valuable varieties that are worth keeping an eye out for. And who knows, maybe you've got a 1971 penny with an error in your collection that could be worth more than a few cents.